Oh, hey, we did it.
And now, in accordance with the institution of marriage, divinely blessed, governed by the laws of the state of Arizona and by the power of your own love, I now pronounce you husband and wife. Would you please seal the ceremony with a kiss? Would you please rise and make some noise for them? Yes, you can do better than that.
We're married. Oh my gosh, Killer Rhino with a crazy super chat. Thank you, buddy. He says, good morning and welcome back. Congratulations on the nuptials. Awesome seeing a live feed with Justin plus the cool stories. Well, that was the first thing I wanted to talk about. So first of all, I'm married and I can't believe it. And it's awesome. We had a really, really great time. And, we had so much going on. By the way, I got my GameStop. We'll talk more about GameStop in a minute. But it was really cool to see what Justin did. We were so busy doing everything with the wedding and it's so hectic, and I just didn't realize, on that day how crazy it would be. Just like you're just getting shuttled from place to place to place, and it's just anyways, it was a lot of chaos, but it was such an awesome day. It was a beautiful day. And then like a couple days after I think it was the day after. No, it was the day after. We were super tired and we were sitting there on the couch and we watched the thing that Justin did, and it was really, really cool to see everyone's congratulations. And I didn't even have time to go through all of them. There were so many. Like, we looked at all of them, but I didn't have time to respond to everyone. So I just wanted to say, thank you once again to everyone. And it was really special that Justin would do something like that. It was awesome. Oh, Andy, thank you so much for the super chat, buddy. Really appreciate that. That's a lot. Thank you. Definitely, definitely appreciate it. So there's one thing that you guys didn't catch on the live stream because the live stream feed wasn't that good. So we had the camera company doing, or not the camera company, but the film, whatever, the people doing the recording, they did their own, but they were having problems connected to Wi-Fi. So that's why I did mine. But then they posted theirs after. So mine was mainly on my Facebook group so that I could show my family, because a large portion of my family couldn't go, and it was really, really sad to me. So it was like, how do we somehow allow them to be a part of it, even though they can't be there? And we're gonna go back there and celebrate. But there was a part of Kim's vows that you probably didn't hear. So I'm just gonna for documentation purposes only, I'm gonna let you guys hear it so that everyone here, at least all 74 of you, can hear this, and then we can use this as reference for the future. Okay, so check it out. I'm gonna run this clip really quick.
All of your passions and all of your visions, even if that means more Amazon boxes in our doorstep and more arcades on our doorstep.
You heard it here. She said, even if that means more arcades and more Amazon boxes. So there you go. You heard it. She said it. She said it. So I don't know. Anyway, Mike says, "Oh man, she screwed herself by putting that on tape." Yeah, I mean, she said it. I mean, what can I say? There was one other thing I just wanted to mention. Obviously, she looked beautiful. You might not have seen this, so I'll run it really quick, just because she looked amazing. So I'll put it on here really quick, and then we'll go. Then we'll talk about a couple more things. It's not gonna like I'm gonna talk about the wedding the whole time. I just wanted to, kind of touch on it because it's a pretty big deal in my life. And this show right here, the Coffee Talk Show, if you're new here, is really we will touch on gaming topics, but it's to talk about a whole bunch of different things, right? Like, we could talk about whatever we want here. So it's a format that I have that we don't have to always talk about gaming. Chris, thank you so much for the super chat, buddy. I really appreciate it. He says, congrats to you and Kim. All right, so if you didn't catch it, this is Kim walking down the aisle, and then we'll get back to whatever. Yeah, so that was pretty awesome. She looked amazing. She looked really great. There was a couple other surprise things that happened throughout the wedding. They were pretty cool, and I don't have a picture of it, unfortunately. Let me see. I might have a picture of it, but it was a surprise. She did a lot of things, like the top of the cake said "Let's do this," because she knows I used to do the "Let's do this" on videos. She put that in there. She tried to do a couple things that I didn't know about to kind of make it special. And there was an arcade one up there. It was last minute. I didn't have a time to I didn't have a time to take a video of it, but we're gonna get a bunch of pictures back. But there was an arcade one up. I forgot to get the riser, which was really stupid. But anyways, I sat it in the corner. It had a little bench thing in front of it so you could play it. But the surprise thing was when you walked in, there was an area where you could kind of sign like a guest book, but it wasn't a guest book. It was this poster that there's a really good friend of mine, Mason, who does all of my thumbnails. I used to do my thumbnails back in the day, but it's just I'm really bad at them. And he's so creative. He's a really great guy. We've become really good friends. And he made she got in contact with him, and they made like characters of us that you could sign around, and it's really cool because I'm wearing this hat. It's a character, so it's a really cool thing. I don't know if I have it, but no. There, Mike asks, thank you, Arcade Eric, for the super chat. Appreciate that. He said, congrats, Ralph and Kim. Definitely much appreciated. But Mike says, oh man, didn't think about that. Is there another baby in the works? No. Kim is terrified of babies, by the way. So yeah, she's not gonna. There's no other babies on the way. All right, Z80 player says, did you update your Capcom home arcade? I haven't yet. So I did the updated firmware that they put out, but I know there's like a hack out for it now. I haven't had a chance. I'm really behind on stuff. I tried really, really hard while I was gone. I was like, I'm gonna, we didn't do a proper honeymoon. We were going to, but I tried really hard to not be on YouTube, not be on Facebook, and all those things. I did a pretty good job. You could argue that I could have been a little bit better, but I definitely was pretty much off of it. So it's cool. And then someone else is Super Dimensional says, yeah, my wife didn't want kids either until she did. I swear she does. I swear she doesn't. She really, really doesn't. She said it the whole entire time we've been together. Like, it's just not something that she wants. And she's very, very happy with my kids and all that stuff. So there was another thing going on today that's pretty important. So yeah, today is the day that the Xbox Series X and S go up for pre-order. Now, I did have a community post where I put up links to these things so you guys can gain access to it. I've got a couple things already up, ready to go. Like I don't know where I'm going to pre-order it from. So I'm just curious what you guys think. I mean, I'm going to try to pre-order it, but obviously it still says coming soon on a lot of these things. I don't know where I want to try. I definitely don't think I want to do it from GameStop. I think I'm good. Walmart, I'm like, I've had like various different luck with Walmart over the years with pre-order type things. So I'm just not sure. I'm curious what you guys think and where you guys are going to get yours from or try to get it from. Oops. Sorry about that, guys. Oh, gosh. I'm failing. Oh, my gosh. There's clips everywhere. Okay. Stringer Films, thanks for the super chat, buddy. Said, hey, it's a married man. Here's your $2. Thanks, buddy. I really like, so Super Dimensional says, who cares about the Xbox? I really like the Xbox. I've used Xbox for a long time. I just find that, a lot of the games I want to play are on every console anyway. Unless you're looking for some sort of console exclusives, I always, I know there's like religious wars, but I'm also not much of a modern console guy. So it doesn't really matter to me as long as I can play, because a lot of the games now I play on my Switch. It's crazy. Like I use my Switch more than anything else. All right. So Mike says probably Best Buy is the most reliable. Killer Rhino says I would definitely stay away from GameStop or GameStop. Yeah. The Microsoft store is going to have it too. By the way, do you guys know this? So before the wedding, we were in this mall over here, and the mall had always had a Microsoft store in it. And I didn't go and look at the article to see if maybe something happened, but did the Microsoft stores, are they closing those stores permanently or something? Because it was like basically all covered. It was all covered up, and it was almost like they were going to remodel the place. Oh yeah. Oh really? Yes, they closed them all. Ah, it's a bummer. I actually used to like going in there. That really sucks. I didn't know that. Oh man, that's a bummer. I mean, I hate to see any of these stores where we can gain access to technology in some way. That really sucks. They used to have so much fun at this mall too. They used to do all these events all the time and everything. And I always thought it was really cool. They'd involve a bunch of kids. They do a whole bunch of stuff. I'll talk about that in a second. But Juan, thanks so much for the super chat, buddy. He said, hey, good morning and congratulations. I really appreciate that, bud. I got my GameStop coffee mug. I got my GameStop, polo shirt. This is all in, because of today's launch day. I want to represent my company. I work for GameStop as well as, GameStop. So they're my biggest competitor. So I want to make sure that I'm representing my company and that you pre-order from me and not from GameStop. But yeah, I got to sip my coffee. I'm really, really tired this morning. Arcade Eric says, what do I think of, I always say this wrong, Bethesda. What do I think of Bethesda getting bought by Microsoft? I don't really know. I don't really have a big opinion on that one way or the other, just because most of the games they made were more modern titles that I didn't play or haven't played yet. So I don't know. I'm assuming since they make some good games, it could be a good thing for them. I'm not really sure. So if someone wants to kind of give their opinion of that, go for it. I don't really have like an opinion of Bethesda. There we go. Christian Gagnon gave it to me. Bethesda. So yeah, the Microsoft store near my house, they were really cool about what they did. Like they did like they just did all these really cool events that were community events. They had like game competitions there and all that stuff. It was cool. Vic Vicious 75 said, "Where's our 1UP announcements?" Dude, Vic, I'm with you, man. I've been on John D's ass, for lack of a better term. I've been on his ass for. I'm actually like now at the point where I'm pestering him, where I feel like I'm bugging him, and it's just like I just want more information, and especially because they've got a lot of like, dude, the pinball machines, like everyone was really excited about them, and I just think there's sometimes, unfortunately, in today's society, we get really excited really fast, but we can forget really freaking fast too, and I think we're in that mode where we're about to forget. We're about to forget. So help us remember. Like, you got to feed the machine. I feel like with marketing, you got to kind of like spit updates out in a fashion that keeps the hype going. Otherwise, you end up it falls flat. And I feel like I'm admittedly getting close to that fall flat territory where we learned so much about it, and then it kind of went away. Now the Death Adder thing is really cool. I love that Sega cabinet, the way it looks. They did a really good job. I just wish it was a 2-player cabinet because I don't have space, man. Like, I was going to do a whole episode, and Justin and I had talked about just space. We're running out of space. Like, I don't have enough space. So it's like, you kind of have to make choices as to what you're going to keep in your house and what you're not going to keep. But because a lot of us started so early when they first started going, we have all these cabinets now. And it's like, oh, wow, now they're progressing and they're building these other cabinets that we want even more than the ones that we already have. And it's like, well, do I say, oh, by the way, I got the ring on. You guys didn't even comment on the ring. I got the ring. It feels really good. It's really awesome. You guys didn't hear. I don't know how well those of you that saw the live stream that Justin did, which is really cool. I don't know how many of you guys have seen that. Hold on one sec. Hobby Hands, thanks for the super chat, buddy. Said, I run a small business and I swear I have to come up with new products all the time to keep interest. It's true. I mean, I work for a company that we sell technology products, and it's like we were so innovative and so hot in 2012 when we first came out. And it's like, yeah, we're still innovating, but it's so hard to keep that innovation going, right? Yeah, no, the ring is there, bud. I see it's right there. It's so hard to keep that innovation going, and people are so just, I don't know. They just, I mean, I'm already ADD, so it's tough for me, but you just kind of like, you need the next thing. Like, what's the next thing? So that's why I kind of think sometimes I think it's a vicious cycle with like I know I talk a lot about them, but obviously some of it's shtick. I don't fully hate At Games, but like some of their products are actually good. The At Games Legends Ultimate, it's an impressive product into the home arcade space for like the build quality, the buttons, the joysticks, and everything. Like, some of the way you have to implement games is a little bit, would have been nice to have some included titles that are good, better, maybe like more of those A-list titles on it. But they do this firmware update thing every single week, and I think it's this vicious cycle. And you see people getting disappointed. They're like, oh, we thought there'd be more. And it's like, well, you're doing a firmware update every week. Like, the coders can only do so much. Developers can only do so much within that week's time frame, week to week, even if they've been working on it for a while. To always think you're going to deliver like a big bomb every time or something amazing, that's a lot of pressure now they're up against to do it all the time. Like, that's crazy, right? Every week you got to deliver something, and then people are disappointed. So you also have to have the frequency of updates needs to be, timed out too. If you do too many, you like now create this monster that you have to keep feeding. It's just like anything you do, right? If you're not like constantly going. So Hobby Hand said, did you buy Kim's ring from GameStop? Of course I did. And they had this like really, they worked with PayPal to do this payment program. So I'm all good. Consoles Kid says he hates At Games. He just doesn't want to alienate people that still like At Games. He's totally right. Totally right. So yeah, so it's just crazy. It's crazy that frequency that people have to keep up with. I think these days there's like a lot of, and I gotta admit, sometimes I'm even, you mentioned the arcade 1UP thing. and you talked about how, you're waiting for the updates. Well, now I feel like it's one of those situations where too much time has gone by and there hasn't been enough updates. So they got to start rolling out those updates, especially if you're thinking that that's going to be a holiday season. Oh my gosh, I'm having a hard time seeing right now. The holiday season product purchase, like, you're getting to that point. You got big launches like this where people are like going to pour a bunch of money into an Xbox Series X or S or a PlayStation 5. Like, there's a lot of these are expensive products too. Different, they're consoles versus these, at-home arcades, but I don't know. I mean, I actually, I have a question for you guys. Maybe you guys can help me. So hopefully my son isn't watching this. I want him to have all his friends play Xbox. That's all they play. And lately they graduated out of Fortnite. So they went from Fortnite to, wait, the background is a green screen? Ralph is on a beach. No, Chef Dave, I'm not. I want to make mention that we didn't do a proper honeymoon now just because of everything that's going on in the world and everything. We just want to kind of wait till things settle and do it. Although you can get really cheap products right now. It's like, so Wade says, big question, where is the T2? So the T2 is here. It's just that everything came at the same time. So this thing came. So literally the MVSX came. My Sinden light gun, the Sinden light gun came. The T2 came. And the MVSX came all at the same time. And then it was the week I was getting married. I'm like, dude, there's no way. I can't show the hater cam, by the way, because it's not on. I used that at the wedding. That was what I used to do that. But yeah, all this stuff came at the same time, so I didn't have time to film it. So this week, I think what I'm going to do is I really want to sink my teeth into the beta testing for this because I'm part of that beta program, and I feel like I haven't put in much time. So I did play House of the Dead 3 before we left for the wedding. Kim's like, what are you doing? We're supposed to be packing. And I'm like, what? Wait, am I wedding? Oh, I'm just packing, babe. Oh, really? It really looks like you're packing. So I was still, so I was doing that. But I will say, House of the Dead 3 with this thing was awesome. I was really excited. It took me maybe, it's beta right now, so it's not the final software. I'd say it probably took me maybe, 15 minutes to get it going. I was on the phone with Justin when I was doing it, and I had it set up during our phone call, which our phone calls can run really long sometimes, but this wasn't one of those. All right, Tech Zombie says, it's fine. We can wait for the T2. I'm super interested in the Sinden. I know, man. It's cool. It's very cool. All right, Zen says, thanks for the super chat, buddy. He said, thoughts on the new Ice Company arcade. So the company that's putting out all those like the ice hockey and all those things, I haven't really looked. I didn't even know that company. I didn't know anything about that company. It seemed like I got back to a bunch of videos on it. So I'll have to get back up to speed. I'm not really sure what's going on with them. And is it I saw that it looked like more the like table games and things like that. So I don't know, or skee ball and stuff. So are they doing other games as well, or is it just those? I don't know. And what's the price point? I don't know. There's a whole bunch of stuff I don't know about that. I definitely want to talk about it, but I don't know anything right now. I didn't do any research or anything. I literally just got back yesterday, and I promised I wouldn't do any of that stuff. The PS5 pre-order seemed like a total nightmare. That was happening kind of as I was getting ready for the wedding, so we'll see. And then Vic Vicious says, Ralph, did you hear about ICE releasing smaller scale? Yeah, same thing. Yeah, I saw them really quick. Again, I didn't do any research on it, so I don't know anything. Boltzilla plays, hey bud, he said basketball, bubble hockey, and skee ball to start. I mean, I think that's cool, but dude, I'm running out of space as it is, so I don't know where I would put that stuff. I don't know. You mentioned your son and his friends jumped Fortnite. Oh, okay. Neo Severa, hey bud, thank you. So yeah, they're doing Call of Duty now. So, but they still are playing Fortnite, but they're playing like Fortnite. It's weird because they stick to like 2 or 3 games all the time. They never which is weird because I don't know, maybe that's just normal for all these kids. They stick to like one game. I just don't understand how they've played Fortnite, even with all the updates. I don't know how they've played Fortnite for this long. I know they keep changing seasons and all that stuff, but it just seems like way too much time invested in that. Okay, so Console Kid says, which Xbox am I supposed to buy to be in the cool club? So that was the question I was going to ask. So if I get it for my son, see, my son doesn't care about the physical media, right? So the X is going to be able to take physical media where the S is not. And, I was looking at the price point and I'm thinking, does my You know, I know there's some performance differences between these, but like for a Christmas gift for my son, that seems like more than enough money. I mean, it just seems like that's kind of overdoing it. And he never really talks about graphics or anything. Like that's not something he's into. Like in his TV, he has in his little area where he games is not a 4K TV, so it's not like that matters. So I mean, I don't know. I feel like investing in an X doesn't make sense for him, you know. So I'll probably do, and he could give a rat's ass about the physical media aspects of it at all. He does not care. Let's double check, by the way, to make sure nothing went live early. See, that's the problem with these pre-orders. Someone will jump the gun, and then it ruins it for everyone else. So I was thinking an S for my son is totally fine. I'm even debating whether I want to get an S or an X, you know, and I love physical media, but I don't know. For me, yes. No, How to Bachelor for my son, I don't think an X is appropriate, right? Like that's $500. I would like to get him a couple more things. I mean, we're already spending a lot of money, you know, we already spent a lot of money on the wedding and all this other stuff. So I don't know. It just seems like a lot. So Vic Vicious 75 says, Ice showed a picture of Miss Pac-Man Galaga Cab. I don't know, man. How to Bachelor, I'm not gonna buy him an X. That's crazy. $500. Because if I buy an X, that's $1,000. There's no way. I want the X. No, okay, that's selfish. That's selfish. But I'll admit I am being selfish. I want the X. Yeah, I don't know, man. But see, like the upscaling and all that stuff, like it does not matter to him. He doesn't notice that kind of stuff. Like they don't care. The weird thing is, like, he could care less about that part of it. He doesn't even know. He doesn't even ask. His friends don't know. And most of them play on like little TVs in their room, which is weird. He would rather play on a little TV than a big TV. So he wouldn't even notice differences like that. I don't know. It's just not, I think that I'd be spending too much money on that. All right. He said, did he get good grades? Then it's an X. Yeah. He's kind of teetering on that right now. I don't know, just $500 seems like a lot for a Christmas present now. I don't know, it just seems like a lot. Him and his friends need better influences. They all have Xboxes, all of them. So, you know, there's a couple that have, and he's wicked anti-Switch, which is weird. Like, none of his friends play Switch. None of them. Like, none of them have it, which is weird because did the Switch turn into a console that was more like for us? I don't, because when I was at the last 3 gaming conferences I went to, there were kids around, I'd say like 16 to like 25 walking around at the conference playing games on their Switch. They were just walking around. I'm like, you're not even enjoying the conference. They were like playing the freaking Switch. So maybe the Switch is like an earlier age. Like now that he's getting into almost 13, he doesn't like it. I don't know. It's weird. Wicked Gamer, what's up, bud? Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining. Sorry, I'm trying to get to everyone. Kevin Kelly, congrats, Ralph. Great show. Thanks, bud. I appreciate it. How to Bachelor is trying to convince me to spend like $1,000 today. That's awesome. Even though I just got back from the wedding, super bad influence, but good guy, but super bad influence. Mike's always the voice of reason, though. Kids want the new Madden, so he does play Madden too. That's the 3rd game that they play. All right, let's see. Kim buys you Xbox. You buy your kid Xbox. Win-win. Nice. M&M says, howdy, Ralph. Congrats to you and Kim. I changed my name officially to M&M. Yeah, it was so hard because I didn't know if it was M&M, M and M, but now it's so much easier because it just says M and M. See, I'm like so much better now. So easier. All right. Natalie says, every kid in my daughter's school has a Switch. I know, but how old is your daughter, though? Because it's weird. He's in this age range where I ended up, that Switch that I use was his Switch. And he didn't want it. He wanted to play Xbox. So it's weird. I don't know. But then I see kids everywhere using Switches. So who knows? All right. Wicked says, are we going to some videos from the day specifically for the Ralphie fans? Yeah, I played a couple in the beginning. I'll play one again really quick. So this one was during Kim's vows where we played this as proof that she was opening fans only. No. All right, I'll play this. This is something that's documented now. So the video that you guys saw really quick, I'll go over this one more time. Actually, let's check on this while we're doing it. So the video that you guys saw was actually something I set up for my parents that Justin sort of hijacked. It was on my personal Facebook page. It was not meant, like I did not set that up as streaming for you guys, but I appreciate that what Justin did and shared that. That was awesome. And all the kind wishes, like all the wedding wishes, like that was really, really cool. And like Kim and I can't thank everyone enough for being so kind and like all the great things that people had to say. It was really nice. And it like totally made our day because she feels very connected to the community too. She always says like how awesome everyone is, and it's really cool. So I'm gonna play this really fast. This is something that she said. So Justin, check this out. You haven't seen this yet, I don't think. You weren't here yet, so check it out.
All of your passions and all of your visions, even if that means more Amazon boxes in our doorstep and more arcades on our doorstep.
Did you hear that? And more arcades at our doorstep. So, dude, we're golden. We got the golden pass, a golden ticket. So this has been documented a couple times. Oh, he was here during the countdown. All right, you saw it. So I'll play one more clip. Hobby Hands, have you watched the new High Score Netflix? No, so thanks for the super chat, bud. I watched a couple of them. Actually, the funny thing is, I watched a couple of them. I don't even know what the funny thing is. I don't know what I was. The next one up weekly is this Sunday, by the way. And Mike just came stopped. So I'll play one more clip of her coming down the aisle. She looked beautiful. I was like, maybe I'll somehow share. See, if I had like a members thing, I'd probably share it with the specific members. I just don't want to. I don't know if I want to share it out to everybody, because I don't know. Maybe there are some people that might think that's weird. But Stringer Films, thanks for the super chat. Says I was hoping the T2 would have been a groomsman. I would have trust me, I would have if I could have made it happen. All right. Did you guys register for a PS5? Wedding shower? No. Okay, so the High Score thing, did I watch it? I watched a couple of episodes of it. I didn't really finish it, and I was kind of watching it in between things because we were getting ready for the wedding. I was kind of watching it as we were packing the car up and certain things like that. So I didn't really, because we didn't do it here. We did it about 2 hours from here in Flagstaff, Arizona. So that's why all the trees and the backdrop. But she looked awesome that day. Stringer, thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. I'll work on a highlights video of the wedding soon. Yeah, Stringer, I think, has the actual non-edited version, but here's just, I was so stunned when she came down the aisle. She looked so awesome. It was crazy. But here's that really quick for those of you that might have missed it. You can kind of hear me breathing in the background. I was like, so I was so nervous and everything. It was like good nerves, you know, like you just, I don't know, you just anticipate that moment. It was super pretty. It was crazy. It was awesome. So I can't believe that we met, so we kind of met around the time that I launched the YouTube channel. So it was really weird. Yeah, I kept forgetting the mic was hot. I actually say that Tanner's hair is like terrible. All right. Mike Hawk Hurts. My brother is a dirty old man and wants to know if there was a honeymoon video produced. No, there wasn't. We didn't have a honeymoon, so we're gonna have one. We didn't have one yet. All right, she looks genuinely happy. So glad you found each other. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate that. It's Tech Zombie. All right, let's check on one thing really quick. Let's go back to the countdown. So I'm kind of nervous because I really want to get one. I really want to get an Xbox for my son. He watches it all the time, and I mean he plays it all the time, not watches it. And, you know, there's 30 minutes left, but I'm afraid, I just hope there isn't a debacle here. I just don't know which one to get for him. I don't think he'd appreciate the X, and he doesn't really play it on a TV where he'd really, you know, tell the difference between the quality differences between the two. So I just don't know if it makes sense to get him the X or the S. So I just don't know what I'm going to do for him yet. And the $500 seems like a lot. So anyways, I'm not sure. But yeah, it looks like, oh, wait, these aren't up yet, are they? Oh, please tell me they're not. Wait, what? Oh, okay. Oh, shoot, I got nervous really quick. How many of you guys think this is going to be a complete mess of a...
All of your passions.
God damn, why do I keep doing that? How many of you guys know... Wait, no S? No. There's the S and the X. So the S doesn't have the... You can't put physical media in it. It's digital only. And then there's other differences, but I don't really care. There's other differences, quality differences, whatever. And for obvious reasons, I would be hooking up, if I was going to use it, I'd be streaming with it. So the 4K piece I would love. But anyways, I think the S does upscaling or whatever. I didn't really get into the tech details of it, which is weird. Normally I like that stuff. But I mean, I think my Xbox now is good. So I mean, I just don't know how much more, like how much better can it actually be? I find games right now, because I'm not a modern gamer. It's like, yeah, but storage, How to Bachelor, he plays like 3 games. That's the thing. Oh my gosh, Blaker, huge super chat. Thank you so much. Says, congrats on your wedding. take him out for a nice dinner for putting up with your arcade addiction. You guys make a great couple. Thanks so much, bud. I really appreciate it. Blaker's been watching from the very start. Super big supporter of the channel, and I very much appreciate that, bud. All right. Super Dimensional says, give him your current S. It will play the same games. No need to buy more equipment. No, that's probably pretty true. That's pretty true. I know how to Bachelor. There's storage differences. I get that, but you can still add external storage to these things, right? It's not like I can't add a drive to it. So like, why is that a reason to, I can buy storage cheaper externally than I can for this device, unless they're changing something. Cause I have on his Xbox now, I have just a USB drive hanging off of it that he puts all his games on. Wait, Ralph is giving me his old X. Stringer, thanks for the super chat. He said, you made him wear a tux. Get him the best one. Dude, I was really upset with him before the wedding so check it out. So he had see, everyone's saying the S. How to Bachelor, you're so hooked on the X. I would get the X for me, but I don't know about for him. Okay, external storage is just storage. You must transfer it to internal. Really? Is that really true? That's how, okay. See, that's for all I know. I don't know a lot of these details. Ralph, admit it. You just love seeing your beautiful new wife, and that's why you keep showing her walking. I too love seeing her. I was like, man, that dress was crazy. It was crazy, crazy. Hasso says they're changing it, so I think you'll be able to run games off of it. I think that's what he's saying. Yeah, and he didn't have his shirt tucked in. So my mic was hot, and there's a part where I say, I feel bad because I was really kind of joking, but I say something like, Tanner, I was like, oh my gosh, he looks like he's in pain in one part of the video because he was like holding my sister-in-law, and he was like, I was like, dude, she's like this beautiful girl. Why are you in pain? He's all, he was like limping down the, he was like limping. And then the funny thing is, we had rehearsed everything, and I'm like, buddy, you got to walk all the way to the end, and then you kind of like split out. Like you split out at the end, and he stopped. Like he would, like a dog when they're walking, like if they're tired, they'll stop and they won't walk. Like he got to the point where he stopped, and I think she was like, okay, and he wouldn't move. So it got weird because there was too much time, and they had to make a decision. And I'm like, come on, like you gotta come, like you gotta come over here. So it was just really funny. It was really funny when he stopped. But I love him. He's 12, right? Like it's weird I think I would be weird too at my dad's wedding at 12. Like it was good. He was cute though, but his hair was all jacked up, and I'm like, you know what? I don't even care. Like Kim and I were like, look, he's 12. It is what it is. His hair was like the shark fin sticking out. I'm like, I don't even care anymore. It was awesome. All right, so How to Bachelor says external storage is only for older generations. The console has proprietary storage to add, and it's $250. Okay, well, that's a good reason. See, you gave me a reason that time. That is a good reason. Stringer Films says, good boy. Hasso, update on it's proprietary SSD. But I don't know. I just feel like the S will be fine for him. He only plays like 3 or 4 games, so it should be enough storage for him. He doesn't ever play a bunch of games. That's the thing. I have Game Pass now, so I will, admittedly, guys, I'm not a modern gamer really. Like I play from time to time. I've gotten more into it recently, so I don't really like know all the details of it. It's not something I follow. It's not something I care as much about. But I mean, I will get one undoubtedly. But it's only recently that I got into the modern stuff. It was really just when like a couple months ago when I started streaming all those things, I started looking at all these consoles that were like a generation behind, and I was like, man, I didn't have any of those. And there's some really good games there that I like that were more arcade-ish. And yeah, it's fun for me to explore those, but really my heart and soul is in the retro stuff. But I've been getting more and more, so maybe I just need to jump the gun and I don't know, bite the bullet and do the two of the X's. It's just a lot of money. It's like that's a lot of money, especially right now. So, but we did hear that she said Amazon boxes and arcades. So we have that going for us. So all right, let's see. You need that ray tracing for Fortnite. So I don't even know how much I pay for the game. I have like the ultimate game pass or whatever, and it is cool because a lot of the games that come out that are especially like in that retro area, Clax29, buy him an MVSX. He could give a rat's ass about that. Like the MVSX, he could care less about. I bet if I really put him in front of it and like played the games with him, but like kind of forced him to do it, he'd probably like it. But all right, we gotta wrap soon because I do have work today. It's such a bummer to try to go back to work after this. Like I'm so on this high from getting married. Are we gonna get a video on the light gun soon? Yes, absolutely. So my goal this week is to get this going. So I'm gonna do a beta test video where I show a little bit of how to set it up, how it works with some of these games. But it's pretty cool. So like where it tracks, that box that it tracks when the Sinden software is loaded, there's a button right here that you can press while it's on. And when you press it, it will adjust the size of the box. So if you want to play it in like a smaller space or a larger space, it will expand based on when you press this button. But I'm telling you, like House of the Dead 3, it was like super easy to get set up and working. Now House of the Dead 3 was it's the PC version of the game. Played awesome, looked awesome. The tracking was good. Now keep in mind, it's still in beta, but the tracking was fast. It's really neat. Like it's going to change once it's all dialed in and we start getting more and more support for different platforms and stuff. It's going to totally change how you play these light gun games. It's pretty damn cool. Like I was very excited. I only got a chance to play with it for a little bit, and I was so excited we had to leave, so I didn't really get a chance to really truly invest the time in it. All right, Stringer Film should film special honeymoon edition video with Zohar cameo. I don't know how that would work, but I'm thinking we're gonna be alone on that honeymoon. There will be no video honeymoon footage. I can guarantee you that. So we'll see where the Sinden goes. Like I'm pretty excited that the Sinden technology is going to be in 2 platforms that I know of. So it's going to be in the Arcade 1-Up Buck Hunter, and then probably if that's successful, any subsequent Arcade 1-Up, shooting game. And that's also in the Polymega. So there's a Sinden light gun version for the Polymega. Now, what I hope is that because this is a USB connected device, I hope that you can use this Sinden light gun on the Polymega, so I don't have to go and rebuy a Sinden light gun for the Polymega. I did bite the bullet on the Polymega. I'm kind of excited about it for a couple reasons. I have like over here on the side, I have a whole entire boatload of consoles. And they're all the retro consoles, and they're all set up through my OSSC. But it's like I have component switches, and then I have everything going through the OSSC. There's a lot going on here, and then it's all fed into my capture card. It's just a lot to play those games. Where yes, that's the best way to do it. It's gonna look the best. It's gonna play the best. But I gotta another thing. I'm running out of space with the consoles too. So I'm running out of arcade space. I'm running out of console space. This room isn't that big, so I have to kind of be aware of that. All right, so GameStop is here. Ralph, we need you to get back to work. Stop the streaming. Coffee break is over. Come on, bud. We have a lot of orders to fulfill. I know, but I'm sitting here. I'm chilling. I'm hanging out with you guys. I got my GameStop coffee mug. Like I'm very, very much. I'm relaxed right now. Okay, so do I have to really go back to work? Because I'm loving this right now. I'm hanging out with you guys. Oh, by the way, Justin reminded me of something. So you guys will get a kick out of this story. So I hadn't really checked social media. I hadn't checked anything. And you guys know that I got some backlash from the MVSX video because there's a couple, I didn't realize how crazy, it's not all of them, obviously. I don't want to generalize and say every single Neo Geo fan is nuts, but there's a couple of really crazy Neo Geo fans that just went crazy on me for the fact that I could possibly like this device that's emulation. They went nuts, really, truly did. And I ignored it. I did message one time, and I'm like, you know what, this is stupid. I shouldn't even get involved. So, anyways, I ignored it. I moved on, right? And then my first email, I'll read the email if you guys want. Do you guys want me to read the email? Basically, I got an email from one of these crazy people. I'll just read a part of it. But it was pretty crazy. I was like, wow, I can't even believe that someone would get this mad. Do you guys want to hear a little bit of it? Put a 1 if you wanted me to read. I won't read all. I won't say who it is or anything like that, but if you want me to read, I'll also censor it because it's very, very, very specific and graphic. Okay. So the gist of it is they think I was withholding information, which I wasn't. I wasn't withholding information. That was my review of the product. I spent time with it. I wasn't withholding anything. You guys know me very well. I had some critiques for it, but they felt like I don't know, I guess I wasn't honest about it. Okay, so it says, It says, when were you going to mention that Baseball Stars 2 is also effing censored? And then he sends a link to something that I didn't know about. There's some like censorship in Baseball Stars 2. I had no clue, right? I'm not like that hardcore I'm not like a like hardcore dedicated only Neo Geo crazy Uber fan, right? I like it, but I'm not like. So anyways, and my friend Scarlet Sprites, who is also a crazy Neo Geo guy, he's like thinks this is nuts. So he said, no. So I'm gonna read it. Were you going to mention that Baseball Stars 2 is also effing censored? No. Do you understand? Question mark. Effing no. F all these S gaming companies running games with their effing censorship. Keep your goddamn hands off. Why is piracy better? Why is piracy always the effing answer? Never promote this S, you smoldering buttlog of a human. So that's a real email. I was like, that was the first email I read when I'm like, oh, I'm going to get online real quick and check what's going on. And I was like, yup. And I shut it off. I turned my phone. I didn't turn it off. I just got rid of it and was like, don't care, right? Like, don't care, but that's the reason why I needed a break from that. But it's just stupid. I just thought it was really dumb. I'm like, okay, I could give a rat's ass if they censored Baseball Stars 2. I don't care. I don't care if they, like, it just doesn't matter to me. It's just like, whoa. I just can't believe that people can get that upset. Like, that upset. That, and the other message I won't even read was, like, really, like, kind of an attack on me and my character and all this stuff. I'm like, wow, dude. It's just crazy. I don't know. It's nuts. I can't believe people are that, like, that nutsy cuckoo that they would like do that. It's just nuts. Oh, Chris, I'm not going to talk about the person, but yeah, that's an email I was sent, but I didn't realize that. So I think there's an underground like community around Neo Geo that doesn't, they won't support anything that's not like 100% 1-to-1, right? Like it better be all in line with the original hardware. It should be 1-to-1. And honestly, something I haven't spent a lot of time with is I haven't spent a lot of time with my Mister with Neo Geo. I spent a little bit of time with it, but I have Neo Geo original hardware and I play that sometimes. It's the consoleized MVS. So I'll play that sometimes. I'll hook it up to my TV in here and play it. So I have ways to play Neo Geo, and I did have that in a cabinet. You guys might have saw I made an arcade cabinet of it before. And Stream of Film says, I can't believe they took blood out of Baseball Stars. Thanks, buddy. So I don't know. Maybe GameStop should make a butt log shirt. That's like #1 butt log. That would be really funny if GameStop would sell a shirt like that. It's just nuts. I can't believe it. Like there's one thing. It made me think about something. Like we all know, right? We're all big boys and girls. Like we know that the emulation stuff isn't perfect. Like an Arcade 1-Up has flaws. And At Games has flaws. Like if I compared everything to my original arcade machines I have, yeah, I would be maybe slightly disappointed, but we can't all have these real arcade machines in our house. We can't. Like even though I do promote that from time to time, like let's go to Captain's Auctions, let's buy original stuff. Like it's cumbersome. My whole office now that used to have Arcade 1-Ups is filled with real arcade games, and I love them. But at some point, like it's like it's not practical anymore for certain people. And to say that you should have a CRT in it or even a variable refresh rate monitor, they're really expensive. Like the good ones are really expensive. So it's just, I think some people get a little crazy. And, to say that the people that are involved in the project are actually people that worked for SNK, Neo Geo at some point. So I just think it's crazy. It's just weird. I don't like, it's one of those things where you just kind of gotta like, and I block them, so I don't even deal with it anymore, but obviously they're still getting in touch with me in other ways, but it is what it is, right? Anyway, so this Sunday there will be a show. It'll be at 4 p.m. Pacific like it always is. And let's check this countdown timer really quick again. Let's see. So we got 14 minutes. Let's make sure none of these yahoos jump the gun, because you know that they always do this. It's crazy. They'll always jump the gun. All right, it says coming soon here. I just know this is going to be a nightmare. And I have a call at 8 o'clock, a work call, and it's going to go live, and someone's going to ask me a question on the call, and I'm going to miss getting one, and then it's going to suck. I wonder if they have minimums on how many you can order or anything like that. So I'll probably bite the bullet and get, I don't know how, but it's going to cost a lot of money. All right, so Hobby Hands T2. I'll get to that this week too, I think. So if there's 2 videos I can get to this week, I'll try to get to the T2 and this guy, the Sinden light gun, not to be confused with the Sidon light gun, which is a completely different gun. Yeah, that's it. That's it. All right, so Humbra Holmes says I'd rather real arcades. Also, I have 8 and was sad I missed out on another arcade, and I realized that I was a crazy person. Yeah, it's yeah, what did I was gonna say? I don't know what I was gonna say. Oh, the real arcades. Yeah, I would love to have all of them as real arcades. But the thing is, like, one game on a system is cool. And I play a lot. I play my real Street Fighter quite a bit when I want to play Street Fighter. I just fire it up. I play a little bit. And sometimes I have them on all the time in my office because that's where I do my actual work downstairs, like for my job. And sometimes I'll just like, I need a little break. I'll go over it and play Street Fighter. The one thing I got to say, though, with original arcade games is it provides focus. For me, I'm kind of someone that if I go in front of I have a multicade, so it's not like a dig against those things. I love those, but they also have a purpose, but they get overwhelming to someone like me because I want like focus. It's like, all right, show me the 10 games. And you can make favorites lists and all that with all the software, right? You can do it with Hyperspin, you can do it with Big Box, you can do it with Coin Ops. You can do those types of things, but I just like the focus. And if there's really games that you're that into, it's fun sometimes to have that original one because it's like that nostalgic to you. So Stringer Film says, just make one video modding the T2 with the Sinden. No. But that's funny. But no. Oh my gosh. Guys, when I do this video, you have no idea. So I got so lucky with this T2. The guy had just refurbed the guns. And so the force feedback in the guns, the solenoids in them are super strong. And it is crazy. The game itself is so loud. Like you wouldn't even believe how loud it is because of the solenoids, and it just feels like, dude, there's something so, and I know Zhang at IA Arcade gets crap for saying this word. It's so ridiculously immersive. It's out of control. That's the reason why you buy a real arcade. If it's a game you love that much, there's no way an emulator or even a gun with a solenoid in it could ever recreate this experience. It's everything about the cabinet, the way it's designed, the way you're playing and holding the gun. And it's kind of like it's just you're like really engulfed in it, the way they built the cabinet, the explosions, like Stringer Films is saying, there's light bulbs. There's these not LEDs, but there's light bulbs underneath that I don't know if you remember. I think it's glass etching. I can't remember how they did it. But when an explosion happens, it lights up the glass, but you don't see a reflection. It's weird. I don't know how they exactly did it. I haven't opened up that part yet to see how they did it, but oh my gosh, it is just an amazing game. Like, dude, they just killed it on the cabinet. Like if their goal was to get you into the movie and make you feel like you're in the movie, it's just freaking amazing. Like they just did a great job. So that's the reason why you go buy an arcade game. If there's something you're that interested in, you're that dedicated in, that you want to recreate that experience, that's the reason why you do it. Okay, so I'm going to end this stream right now because we've been going long. What I'm going to do really quick is I'm going to do this while I'm on the line because Justin will give me crap because when I say things like I'll have the links in the description below, I usually do, even though he gives me crap. I usually do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to paste them in here. So this way, there is a community post where I have all the links to all the Xbox Series X and S stuff. These aren't affiliate links. These are links that I got from, I think it was from, it's from some online publication. I can't remember who it was, but they posted the link. So I just thought, hey, if someone didn't see this, it's easy to give to someone. So I'm going to go in here and edit this so it's happening live right now. So if when you guys are done with the video, if you want to see, or if you want to try to get to a pre-order done, you should be able to do it. So let me just put it in right now. That way it's done and no one misses it. Yeah, I got them all in there. So you'll see in a second, you should see the links in there when you leave. So if you need access to the Best Buy site, the Walmart, the GameStop, Amazon, the Microsoft store itself, they're all in there. Let's just check really quick before we go how things are going on the Microsoft store. All right, so here we go. I put those links in there. Those should be there now. And then there's countdown 9 minutes. We'll see if anybody jumped the gun. Oh crap, that's the guy's email. Oh crap. All right. That was an accident. That wasn't on purpose. All right. Oh, interesting. The Xbox Series X is not available for pre-order starting. So it's not there yet, but it is on the store too, the Microsoft Store. So I don't know. I'm going to try to have these open on multiple tabs and see what we can do. Hopefully we'll get it. And we'll... All right. So I would actually post my Amazon affiliate links for that. Nah, it's fine. Even though it doesn't really, it's just you guys, it just like, it's you guys buying it, and you get a little percentage point, but it's totally fine. I don't care about that. I would have to go back and edit all the links. It's totally fine. By the way, typically I don't, if it's a mod video, just so you guys know, if it's a mod video and I'm providing parts for that, like, hey, here's the parts list, I always use affiliate links for that. Just a way to get back a little bit of money on those mods, because I lose money on mods. All like mods are stupid. Like not stupid, but like my mod videos, they're like I never make money. Even if you look at like the reality of it is, even with all the ad revenue, it never pays for the mod. So I'm always upside down on a mod. So I try to put the affiliate links in to gain back a little bit of money, but I never do. It never breaks even ever. So that's just, the modding is just that way. You can't break even unless I used crappy parts, but I don't want to recommend crappy parts to you guys. So I haven't done any mod videos in a while anyway. So every now and then I will put in affiliate links. I probably should be better about saying when it is an affiliate link, but things like the MVSX, those aren't affiliate links. There might be an affiliate program in the future, but what I'm using is not an affiliate link. So anyway, that's it. I hope that you guys, enjoyed this. It was a little like impromptu, fun, post-wedding show. I just wanted to chat with you guys. But keep in mind, there's something that I would love to extend out to you. So I would love for this show. I know that you guys ask a lot of, tech questions and arcade questions. But keep in mind, I also want this show to be about just life. You can talk about anything. If there's something that you want to talk about that's life-related, good or bad, like, let's talk about that too. The only off-limits topics I don't want to have that I definitely want to stay away from on the show is religion and politics. As long as we stay away from religion and politics, we're safe. I just don't feel like those things we should talk about. But yeah, there's life stuff. Like, let's talk about that, right? Relationships, whatever. I don't mind talking about those things. And I kind of had this show to be a second show where I could talk about whatever we wanted. It's coffee talk. It's like whatever we would talk about. If we sit down and if we were sitting down and having real coffee, we may be talking about arcades, but you may be like, man, there's this bad thing that's happening in my life. I wish I knew how to get past it. Hey, let's talk about that too. Let's keep it real. And sometimes life isn't all rainbows and lollipops, as we all know. And I think that it'd be cool for this community to even extend out and help each other in that way too. So anyway, Stringer Film says, just talk about pooping. We could talk about that too, because I had a problem pooping the whole entire time. I was so wound up with and excited about the wedding that my body would not let me do anything. I kept eating and not pooping. And you know how uncomfortable it is to eat and eat and not poop? Like, it has to come out, right? I was getting a little bit concerned because we were 3 days before the wedding and I hadn't even pooped. But coffee does fix that. Adam is very correct. Adam, coffee does fix that. But when you get nervous, does that happen to you guys? My body messes with me. It's like everything just gets sucked up and nothing. It's weird. But coffee does help that. So coffee does help. But it wasn't helping this time. It was a day before the wedding and I'm up there, I'm drinking coffee and nothing is happening. Like, it was driving me nuts. And I'll tell you the rest of the story in the next coffee talk, because it is kind of gross. It does get a bit crude, but it did get fixed. But it wasn't until right after the wedding. So there you go. You can kind of connect the dots. Okay, so we're getting down to the wire here. We're 5 minutes to go. Let's just see if any of these links are active yet. They probably aren't. All right, so I'm gonna try to get on this. I got to get to work. And I hope you guys have a great day. I just want to say one more time, I know that I can't go and thank every single one of you in those comment sections of the video that Justin did, but it was amazing. Kim and I were completely blown away. Like, we were sitting there on the couch and all it, like, there's such a positive side to our community that I was like, this is seriously what it's all about. Like, I would have never in a million years, I don't want to get super cheesy on you guys, but I would never in a million years would have thought that this YouTube thing that I started that was really just like me showing off mods for arcade one-ups, which is me sharing my passions for arcades, would have ever turned into this. And it's like, it's something that when Kim says she's up in the altar and she's saying my passions and supporting my passions, like, this is something I'm extremely passionate about. I love it, and I want to keep it going for as long as we possibly can. And yeah, I mean, it was interesting because I got one question at the wedding, and I'm gonna go after this. I have to go. I got one question, and they said, "Did you start doing YouTube full time?" And I said, "No." And they said, "Would you?" And I was like, "Oh my gosh, yes! If I could do or something like this, where it's like media was my job, but arcade and gaming was the content, or maybe it even branched out. Oh my gosh, yes, a million. If I could do that, it is my biggest passion. I love editing. I love filmmaking. I love the process of connecting with the community. It would be amazing, but you know, it's not really something that's practical, even though I think a lot of people think that it is. It's really not. There's just not a lot of money in it. Maybe one day, who knows? Maybe if it gets big enough one day, it will be possible. But for right now, definitely not. But I would love that. Stringer Film says, just stay tuned, buddy. I don't know what that means, but thank you for the super chat. And I got to go. You guys get on this. If it's something you want, you better hurry up. I have a feeling these are going to go super quick, and it's going to be disappointing if we don't get one, because I don't know if it's going to be one round or they're going to do another round, but with a countdown is like 3 minutes and counting. So let's go. Everyone have a great day. I can't thank you enough for all of the support that you guys have given me over this time. You really been with me through this journey of getting married and meeting Kim, and it's been so cool. And I don't even know what else to say. So thank you guys for watching. Let me get my there we go. Hey guys, it's final thoughts time. So I'm married. Xbox launches in 2 minutes and 59 seconds. And I appreciate all of the wedding wishes. And we will see you on the next one. Take care, guys. Have a very good day.